I never did really get to know her name. I remember her face. It was round, cheerful, and she wore glasses. I got it into my head that she was called Linda, but that may be after I discovered that Linda, in Spanish, meant pretty. She was small, slim, petite, had a delicate way of walking, with a soft but firm voice. And yes, you've guessed it, I was totally and helplessly in love with her. The only snag was, she was 20, and I was only 5. You see, she was my Sunday school teacher. I may have thought that was all she did in her life, until one day I discovered her other, more sinister job. This was 1954, you see, and the Infant National Health Service was changing all our lives, and that included free dental treatment. We were all therefore marched up to the school dentist, and it was there that I saw her. This time she was wearing a white coat, looking on at a clipboard, and nodding sagely at everything that the man said to her. She smiled at me. She recognised me. She came across to talk to me. She took my hand and beguilingly led me to the high chair. She held my hand. She even put her arm across my chest as the brutal rugby-playing dentist pulled out about 6 of my teeth. In fact, I think there were only 2, but it felt like it. Linda was actually upset at seeing me crying and seeing my mouth bleeding. And I would have to say that I myself, looking back on it, was severely traumatised. How could this goddess, who told me on a Sunday all about the carpenter in Nazareth who healed the leopards, as I thought she was saying, and the song that we sang about, in this world is darkness, so let us shine, you in your small corner and I in mine. How could she say all these things and do all these things on a Sunday and then on a Tuesday hold me down while somebody pulled my teeth out? But she made a point of seeking me out on Sunday. She asked me if the tooth fairy had been. She said that my new teeth would grow in fairly quickly, and indeed they did. And she sought out my mother at the church and said what a brave little boy I had been. I knew that wasn't true. I was crying, frightened, terrified, upset, all these things. And brave I certainly was not. She disappeared from the Sunday school soon afterwards. I don't really know what happened to her. Maybe she got another job. Maybe she got married. Maybe she gave up going to church. Maybe she had questions about the existence of God or something like that. But I never had the courage to ask anyone what happened to her. You see, that would have involved me admitting that I was in love with her. And that would have opened me to charges of ridicule. Ah yes, love. Love. When I grew older and discovered a little more about the way that the human reproductive system worked, how angry, frustrated, and upset I got at the thought of Linda doing these horrible things with a man other than me, and perhaps even enjoying them. I never did discover what happened to Linda. I may have seen her twice in my subsequent life. One when I was about 20, and she would therefore have been about 35. We exchanged glances in a bookshop. There may have been a flicker of recognition, but neither of us said anything, and as the book that she was holding was about neither Christianity nor dentistry, I immediately assumed that that couldn't possibly have been Linda. The second time was about a week ago, in the snow, when I helped a middle-aged lady push an elderly woman in a wheelchair across the road at traffic lights. The elderly woman looked at me. Again, there may have been this flicker of recognition as we exchanged glances. Could that possibly have been her? I wondered about that. There was a certain resemblance, the same smile, possibly even some recognition. But this lady was old and ill. I thought about asking her about her past, but decided against it. Some things you're better not knowing. Maybe it is better for her to stay in her small corner and me in mine.